and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. And as you can see, I'm in a very different place. I appear to have been abducted, but that is not the case. And I have a special treat for everybody. So we've seen Cece, we've seen Tucker, and we've seen Dustin, not on the podcast, but we've seen him in the vlog. And we've seen some cats. Well, let me show you this. You've never seen anything like this.
I mean, I think Nick and I have.
Oh,
so this is my mom.
Oh, dog jerseys.
The little dogs are Bolts fans.
I do dig the dog jerseys.
Yep, there you go. Now you see my mom's dogs.
It's Victory Puppies 2.0.
Yeah, Victory Puppies.
Mario doesn't know what's going on. All right. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys.
Ready to go to bed?
Dude, that's amazing.
Hold them both.
That's more jersey swag than I could ever pull off. That's for sure.
Oh no!
Can you?
Yep.
Bye, doggies. Thanks, Mom.
That was fun. I feel famous. Well, Margo.
Thanks, Mike's mom, and dogs.
Yeah, so those are the Bolts fan little dogs. Are you good? Okay. The stairs are a little treacherous. But yeah, so I wanted to bring that in because I've never had an animal on the podcast, and they had jerseys and everything. You know?
Yeah.
More pets of the pod.
Okay.
Pets.
So firstly, how's everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It was a week. It was work. It was not bad. It was just a week.
Okay. Yeah. That's.
I came off of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah, he's good.
Holy crap!
Back normal.
You sound much better than last week. I forgot about that. That feels like a dream.
Well, that's good.
Dang.
Nick made his way through the corona. Did you have soup, like I said?
I did.
Oh, good. Nice.
Liz gave me some on
That's nice.
Saturday.
That's very nice. God damn it. I had to make my own soup. Okay, so today, guys, so what I'm doing back up north is today, and Eric, you're going to enjoy this. There's a thing in Tupper Lake. There's 3 like mini hikes. And if you do all 3 of them, it's called the Tupper Lake Triad. And if you do all 3 of them in one day, it's called an Ultra-Triad. That's what we did today. That's why we were up north. Yeah, so I went hiking a bunch.
Nice.
How much hiking is that in a day? Like how long?
My dad did all the stuff on his watch. I think probably around 6 miles total.
Oh, that's not
So a
too
decent
crazy.
amount.
I mean, that's a decent amount, but like that seems feasible. Yeah.
It's not bad when you think about it mileage-wise, but when you compound like the elevation change.
Yeah, there is that.
The elevation,
like,
yeah. It's
one of the second highest mountain in the high peaks here in the Adirondacks is only like 3.5 miles long, but the last mile's fucking straight up a rock face basically. So
yeah. Yeah, it was fun. So and you do it, and it's and you get a little patch. There's a little like Tupper Lake Triad like patch and sticker. Yeah, you become a triad I guess. I don't know. But it's all. But the interesting thing is it's all based off of honor, because you just go in and say that you did it, and they send you the stuff. So it's all based on like honor. So you could go in and do it, like, and just be like, yeah, I did it. And there's no way. There's no way for them to make sure that you did it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be lame as hell, though.
I have a question actually.
Yeah. What's up?
First off, that's really awesome. But what was your day like? Did you guys have to wake up super early? Was it super crowded, or was it kind of? Because it's been gorgeous here. Like the weather's been absolutely phenomenal. So I can imagine up there, like, were the colors changing?
Some nice views. It kind of sucks. We were past peak up here. All the way up here, they're past peak. So there was color, but it was a lot of brown. I did get some pictures, but yeah, it was past peak. But no, it was still nice hike. I finally got to use my new hiking boots that I bought at the beginning of the summer.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was fun. But let me tell you, I have not. I used to run. You guys know, I used to run like
Oh,
miles
yeah.
and miles and miles.
Yeah.
I have not done that in a while. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
sore tomorrow. It's gonna be unfortunate.
Feeling it a bit more than you maybe would have used to.
Oh yeah, dude, my hips. That's where you feel it. You feel it in the hips.
My knees are what's fucked on me right now. Well, that and my lower back, but
Ben, I feel like
Just
if
your
you went for a jog, I feel like you'd be like, oh my god, it's my whole body. My whole body
like,
is fucked.
it's not too bad. Like I still rollerblade around a bit.
Oh,
and
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
Good
true.
man. Low impact.
and I've
low
been
impact.
making a point to I've been trying to walk to work a bit more lately. But
Nice.
yeah, no.
Well, it's to the point now where you can walk to work without just dying of heat.
Yeah, I hated doing it in the summer, so I just didn't really. And then, yeah, now
Here's
it's
the
lovely, like 50-degree fall weather.
yeah.
It's
There
great.
you go. Here's the question: will you make the trek through 25-degree snow?
Probably not as much. Probably not as much.
Yeah,
no. If it's like that, actually, if it's in the 20s, that's not that bad.
No, that's really
comfortable
not.
enough
That's really
walk.
not bad. Yeah, you put a coat on.
It's just
you'll
if
be
it
fine.
gets too windy up here, which is often an issue in Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
That's
I
like,
really
all right,
hope.
fuck, this stings.
I really hope that all my Long Island friends who watch this podcast just heard you guys say 20 isn't too bad, because that's just
It's
unheard
really
of.
not.
That's unheard of over. It isn't. I agree with you guys. It really
Dude,
is.
growing up, 20 degrees. If it's not windy, I'm out there in a t-shirt.
Yeah, dude. Pond
I don't know if I
hockey,
go that far,
You have
but
those pictures. You have those pictures when we played pond hockey on Hawkins, and you're in a t-shirt because it was
Yeah.
nice.
I
then.
had
was
to.
in the
Then
20s.
I was
Yeah.
steaming.
Mike and I did do a t-shirt run when we skied once.
Yeah,
It
we
was
did.
fun.
I have it on
I feel
video.
I feel like that was a really late in the season.
It
day,
was.
though.
It was like it
Yeah.
was spring, but it was
It was like
probably like 30
35.
degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, I did a t-shirt. I did an undocumented t-shirt and shorts run on my snowboard one time.
Mhm.
I did not fall, and I was glad.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been so
If I had
great.
fallen, I would have had some messed up arms.
Well, just because you'd get snow on your arms and it would melt a little bit as you go, and then you get the wind on the melt. Yeah, no, not good.
Yes, it would be cold.
Yeah.
Well, boys, we finally have some regular season hockey to talk about. How
We do.
exciting. But before we get to that, we have to get to this bit of unfortunate news. So Ian Cole, I'm sure you all saw the Ian Cole situation. He was held out. I saw that he was suspended. I had no idea why. I just saw that he was suspended. And I looked into it a little further. There were allegations brought against him for grooming and assault of a minor. Grooming, if you don't know, is like it's like trying to be with a younger person.
Yeah.
That's illegal. It's
Like
highly
putting
illegal.
yourself in like a younger person's life with the objective to like
Yes.
get them comfortable with you, so you can then do very shitty things.
Highly illegal and incredibly
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yes.
Today, literally, I think it was like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, the
It
NHL
wasn't long ago. Yeah.
The NHL came out with their little post that just said that they looked into it. So that they didn't look into it for very long, it doesn't seem. But in the post, it says that the allegations, the accusation came from an anonymous social media post or of some kind.
Did you see what that was?
I did not. I did not.
Okay,
have
so
those.
that was.
And I read the post.
Yeah, it was rough. It was from I think the name on it was Emily Willis or Mills or something, but it looked like it was just very clearly just supposed to be like a Jane Doe name, like it wasn't supposed to be like and they posted a text post like detailing all like of the allegations, and it was not great, and that was what made Tampa then suspend him with pay until the investigation was going on. And I know the NHL interviewed him and with a lawyer, I think twice.
I think that's what it said in the. Yeah. I did see that.
And then, as in the statement, it said couldn't find if the allegations were true. and made efforts to reach out to the anonymous user. I hope they were good efforts
Yes.
because I don't know, like if this wasn't true, great, Ian Cole, then it's fine, keep playing. But like,
Yeah.
after Kyle Beach, I have a little more hesitancy to immediately be like, NHL, I'm sure you did a good job.
Yes.
Especially because under the tweet that the person put out, like there was a thing from yesterday that said from the NHL's official Twitter account, DM us. And like there's a bunch of people saying, going around being like, hey, is this the attempt? Like I would just much prefer if the NHL could be a little more like transparent about
how they're doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, because
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree. But in this case, as much as the NHL should look into it, this is the matter for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, if you want results, you got to go through law enforcement. A tweet's not going to do it.
Which I hope.
If do it, please.
I hope that's happening. Yeah.
Please get him. If this is true, get him behind bars. Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's true.
Right.
I'm sure that will come out at some point, or this might just be the end of it. It might just be a tweet.
Which the NHL better hope they actually gave it a go, because if the person who alleged it gets a little more specific and some stuff comes out down the line,
it'll be bad.
But yeah, as of now, don't have a lot more to go on. But the one kind of unfortunate thing I saw was like shortly after the NHL tweeted that response, the NHLPA tweeted out another response basically saying they don't believe people should be suspended before any investigations are done, whatever. It was wrong for him to be out. And I'm like, this is a pretty standard thing, suspension with pay. While something like that's not that uncommon. Like he was even going to league offices to like be a part of the investigation.
So it's also with pay, so it's like
it's like I think he's doing fine. Like he's getting paid still. So I was like, I don't know if that was really the message that we needed, NHLPA, but okay, cool.
That's not.
Again, especially after what came out about like Kyle Beach bringing things to the NHLPA and them essentially doing nothing with them. Yeah. It's like, all right, this is not the greatest trend. Like there is nothing we know of yet that is definitive, but it's not a great trend. Let's just say that.
It's not. It's not. I hope all the information comes forward. If there is any more to come forward, I hope if whatever was in that tweet is true, I hope Ian Cole goes to jail / prison.
Right.
I don't know the difference. I think jail's smaller.
Jail is usually where you get held.
Before
prison is once you get sentenced.
Okay.
I mean, there's intricacies, but like that's the gist. That's the hyper generalized version.
Get him in there. Unless he's innocent.
But before we get off, just because I don't think we ever made mention of it. We haven't made mention of the whole situation in a while. Hockey Canada stuff.
Oh, that's true.
A few days ago, everybody did finally resign after like every fucking sponsor in the world had to pull their money. Like they stayed on kicking and screaming until essentially Hockey Canada's money is like their bank account's gone now. Nike's gone. They don't have their uniform supplier.
Wow. Dang.
Like literally everybody sponsor wise left. And then after that came a bunch of resignations, which was after, I don't think we even talked about this, there was some further like parliamentary hearings. Like there was some earlier this summer. Probably. There was some earlier this summer that we talked about before, but then there was like, I think again, like a week and a half ago, somewhere around there, where like they just fully doubled down on everything and it was cringy as hell. Like they were asking them like very basic questions and like Hockey Canada pulled this kind of stuff is like an issue in all of society. And we really feel as though this organization has really been like sort of unnecessarily focused on. And like there was one line where Angela Skinner, I think her name was, who was like somebody on the board that was going to talk, said like, well, I don't know if you if something happens to us, then like, do the lights stay on in like local arenas, like around Canada, like insinuating like, without us, there'll be no hockey in Canada. And like, it was just the cringiest shit in the world. And then after that was when all the sponsors started pulling.
Yeah.
And then after that was when everybody resigned. I think they're in like eyeing trying to get a new board in by like mid-December, from my very loose understanding of the situation. But yeah, some progress.
Dang,
I
man.
suppose.
I didn't even see that. I had no idea that they all left.
Yeah, it's really prevalent on like Canadian media, but like unless you're on hockey Twitter 24/7, I'm not surprised you
I follow like 50 people.
I mean, yeah, there's that. I've also I think I have like Twitter. I think I have over like 1,000 people I'm following. So like, and a large chunk of them are
like
hockey Twitter.
Like half my feed is Ben tweets.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because I just don't follow anybody.
I do tweet a lot.
Okay, well, good. Hey, well, that's good. Get them out.
Yeah.
Get some fresh people in.
Yeah.
And fix that thing.
And I also saw on an intermission this last little bit, because it was like literally the newest thing, was on intermission on the Habs game. They were saying like some new stuff that came out about like how they're going to choose a board going forward. And like one of the things was essentially this new one is going to be considered like a transition one. It's going to be a 1-year board instead of like a 2-year board. And they're like they said in like qualifications, they're looking to get like very specific kind of board members that can deal with like a lot of the stuff that's come up as an issue. So like, seems as though it's trending in the right direction, which is good, because it had been nothing but shitty news for a while there. So I mean, obviously a lot of stuff left to be done, but progress, I suppose.
Progress indeed. All right. Well, thank you for that update, Benny, because I had literally zero clue. I thought it was just stalled.
Yeah, no, there's been a bit of stuff.
Good. Do you guys want to talk about fantasy hockey? And we finally have all 4 of us have something to talk about.
Yeah, you don't have to
got Rick play passenger. Rick doesn't want to talk about it.
I do actually. It is exciting. It is exciting. You know what? I'm gonna start us off here by saying I'm gonna echo what you said earlier, Ben. It is fantasy hockey's fun because you are more aware of what's happening around the league. With players, specifically with certain games and certain matchups. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Sometimes it gives you a reason to watch a game you might not normally watch.
Exactly. But to speak on how my team's doing, Team Cat Baby Hot Dog is currently in last place, boys.
Yikes.
I guess cats, babies, and hot dogs weren't meant to mesh.
Last place, 117 points back from the leader. So listen, that's not insurmountable. It's real.
This is
early.
nowhere near
real
done.
early.
It's also like fucking game 3 for some of these teams.
Yeah. So you got so much time.
So I'm going to talk about my team real quick here. I will say this. So I think I'm so far back because I'm shit at drafting. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm so far back because it has been a slow start for a decent amount of my players. So like a lot of players on my team, when I was drafting, like I realized they'd be, I don't want to say like super risks, but players like Jack Eichel staying healthy, players like Kevin Fiala transitioning into a new, like we know what these to expect from these players, but I don't know. Philip Forsberg right now is Nashville. I know they played San Jose technically to start their season, but their official season start has been against Dallas, and Dallas just looks like really defensively sound.
Boy, do they look good.
Yeah. So, and again, very early, so all these things can change.
I will say, Eric, you're having quite a nice night tonight.
But, and that's what I was going to say, Vladimir Tarasenko's finally playing, getting me some points. I have Anze Kopitar on the bench, and he has 13 points. I'm sad now.
But you just mentioned Fiala. Fiala, what a night.
Yep. What a night
he's having
tonight. 1 goal, 2 assists.
He's got 21 points, and there's still a period left.
Yeah, and Kaprizov. So the Kings are playing the Wilds. Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Kaprizov, I'll go with Kaprizov. A goal and an assist. So my boys are starting to heat up a little bit there. So it has been a slow start for me, but again, I think all these players will slowly step up, is what I'm hoping. I will say one more thing. My goaltending combination of Sorokin and Campbell seems to be okay so far. Campbell looks pretty decent in that Edmonton comeback against Vancouver earlier in the week. Sorokin is Sorokin. He literally looks the same as last season. Just
He's
very, very good goalie. The Islanders need to heavily rely on. But I did make a little roster change.
Did you?
So I realized, guys, Colorado coming out. They looked unbelievable against Chicago. Granted, Chicago's not very good at all. But their guy in front of the net on the power play, Arturi Lehkonen. And I noticed that nobody has picked him up. And the reason I picked him up is because if that man is on the power play surrounded by Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, and Mikko Rantanen, he just has to put his stick down. So I'm hoping
That's true.
I'm hoping that little pickup helps me, and he's a dual player, so he's left wing and right wing.
Oh, you gotta love those.
So very useful pick. So that is my reasoning for doing that. And I dropped Carter Verhaeghe for him. Sorry, Carter Verhaeghe.
Get him out.
Yeah. But that's it. We're having a big night tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, bigger than me.
We'll see how it goes.
But listen, we got our leader. The leader of the league is in the show right now. And who would you think that it is? But old Benny himself.
Oh boy.
Off to a rockin' start.
Oh boy, you can't
I
say
mean,
boy.
I had 295 point nights in a row.
290+ nights in a row.
It was
quite a start.
Good.
That being said, I'm still close.
That stuff usually doesn't happen because if you have a 90-point night one night, you're gonna have like a 30-point night the next.
Yeah, it's usually because all your dudes are playing, and then none of your dudes are playing.
Right. I got lucky with some back-to-back situations. I got lucky in that Crosby played the Coyotes one night.
Listen,
just wrecked shit.
Do you know how upset I am when I look at your team and I'm like, dude, who fucked up in the draft? That Ben got all these dudes. He's got Matthews, ridiculous. Marner, Crosby. Like, dude, who took people instead of those people?
I grabbed Mangiapane off waivers the other day too. He was there. But yeah, no, like Crosby, Matthews, Pasternak, Marner, Makar,
like
Letang,
what the hell, man? Zibanejad.
Okay.
How?
Okay. I just want to say this. This in no way should you ever bank on this in fantasy, but Matthews and Crosby, I don't see either of them being healthy the entire season. I'm just gonna say that right now. That's it. But
Matthews wasn't healthy last year and got 60 goals.
Exactly. So
Yes.
I was gonna say that, and also like you should never bank on that. But no, that's a deadly combination. I think this is karma for when Ben made that crazy trade that one year.
Good karma. Listen, but
that was my own doing.
That was him.
Exactly.
That was
I
him.
was just being an idiot.
Listen,
but
I was telling Danielle because I was like, "Oh, Danielle, maybe I'll propose a trade to you," and she's like, "No, because you're gonna shiest me." And I was like, "I don't do that." Listen, I was like, I didn't do that. I proposed a trade that I knew Ben wanted, and he doubled down.
Yeah, for no good reason either. It was really dumb.
You were very
wasn't it didn't I give you both of Marner and Matthews?
So this is how it started.
I was like super down on the Leafs, wasn't I?
You were down on the Leafs, I think, and you were super high on Nick Suzuki. So what happened was, and I knew you wanted Mark Stone, and I took Mark Stone in the draft, and I was like, oh, yeah. All right, how you been? You want Mark Stone? Give me Marner.
Yeah.
And then Ben was like, you know what? Why don't I do you one better? I'll give you Matthews Marner for Suzuki, Suzuki Stone. And I was like, yeah.
I have been trying to dig myself out of that hole ever since, to be honest.
Listen, that was a valuable learning experience.
It was. And also related to that, another like sort of learning curve was I found that I used to draft fantasy teams like I was drafting an actual team.
Yeah, it's different.
Because Mark Stone, he's good.
He's not a points
really
guy.
Good defensively. No.
Not a point.
He's not that like, I mean, if you get him as like a down the draft, sure, but like not high. And so I literally just went with points this year, and it's
best
early results have been good.
They have been good. So yeah, so Benny's in first,
I think I'm gonna get passed tonight, though. I think Cody's gonna catch me.
Benny's in first. Cody, the auto draft, doing him well, is in second, 28 points back. I'm 37 points back of Ben. And Nicholas is 79 points back. Nick, what's going on, bud?
Dude,
Just a slow start from your boys.
Yeah, I had a lot of guys not play until like yesterday.
Yeah, that was weird. They started the season weird.
And I mean, tonight I have some like misassigned players. I thought made a judgment call on a couple, and they haven't really worked out. The other thing, so I run the triple goalie tandem situation, the tri goalie.
Yep.
And
I'm a fan.
all of the Columbus games, Merzlikins has been out because he was sick. So I lost 2 or 3 games of Columbus games or potential points from him because he's out. So I'm not too worried about it yet. I also haven't really paid a ton of attention to it. I've kind of just done the set for the week and
set it for
forget
a week.
about it.
Honestly, that's all you gotta do. Like,
you know what fucks you though?
Is if
I didn't know if you do that and then do a waiver move, it resets it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
That's why I missed it. It must because
pick up another guy. Then if you had him playing, then it's gonna.
It resets the whole week though, but I didn't realize that. So then I missed the fucking first game of Zibanejad getting. I think it was 2 goals and an assist.
If you have Zibanejad,
I dressed him at first.
I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to the general population. If you have Zibanejad in fantasy and he's playing the Lightning, put him in.
Oh, does he
just put him in?
Does he always fuck him?
He always scores. Against Vasilevsky, dude, that dude's got more goals than anybody in the league against Vasilevsky.
That first one he got was pretty sick too. Like
they're nice. He's a good fucking player.
Wasn't it backhand shelf that one? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a deke. It was like a sweet deke. Yeah, I'm the fucking Lightning, man. Whatever. They suck against the Rangers.
Get to that.
I don't know how they beat them in that series. The Rangers ran out of steam. That's how.
Might have been that. Also, Tampa just activated playoff mode.
They did. They did happen to turn that on.
They were like, all right, this is done now.
Speaking of the 3 goalie strat, I am also a 3 goalie man. And my third goalie when I drafted was Ullmark. It wasn't Swayman. It was Ullmark. And I was like, that's like a tandem. I don't know if he'll really be the starter. So I went looking one day to see who was there. And who do I find but Jordan Binnington? Still a free agent. And I was like, you know what? He's a starter. He's going to get me some points.
Yeah,
I'll take him.
He could be a good one.
Yeah, so I got him.
I will say, I guess the reason people didn't want to take him is because Jordan Binnington's kind of an asshole.
Because he's a schlong.
We talked about that on this podcast before.
Aside from that, he also wasn't that great last year.
He wasn't that good. But
until the playoffs, and then he got hurt.
But he'll start, and basically a goalie that starts gets points. Yeah, unless they really suck.
That was my Logan Thompson rationale.
Yeah, there you go. And he got you a good chunk, a little chunk.
He's doing okay, actually. Yeah.
We'll see.
We shall.
But yeah, so I will say that I'm not impressed with my forwards so far.
Who's on your team?
I got Suzuki again. You want him? I'll take Matthews.
Yeah, I'm not doing that a second time.
I got Suzuki. I got Kadri. Kadri, and Uberdo are the big 2. They gotta listen, boys. You gotta perform.
I would don't give up on them.
Well, no, I'm not going to.
Because it's like they're both brand new to that team. They're both probably going to take a sack. And they're both fantastic players, so I think they're safe.
Those 2 haven't done a whole lot. Suzuki's been pretty good. DeBrinket's not done anything. He got an assist tonight, and that's it so far.
Well, the Senators didn't do fucking shit in the first game of the
season. They did not. I watched that game.
They didn't. That was rough.
Listen, they're making.
Didn't Craig Anderson pop the hell off too?
Listen, they're making me regret my 2 early picks.
Oh yeah, you were the only one who had Ottawa.
Just kidding. They're gonna be in there.
They lost again tonight.
I will say Troy Terry has been as advertised. He's been pretty solid.
Really? I had him. He was like the only guy keeping me somewhat afloat for a while there last year. I liked him.
And out of nowhere, Noah Dobson's got like 2 goals on the season already in like 2 games.
Noah Dobson. I'll get to that when we talk about our teams. I'll get to that. When we talk about our teams.
But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm happy with my team so far. Little slow starts from people. If they get heating up, I'll be in the race.
Boys, let's just put this in perspective right now too. Don't be in like any position where you want to start dropping guys on your team.
Listen,
We're talking about being 3 or 4 games into the season at this point.
I'm loving my team. Why would I drop anybody?
If you get antsy, come to GM Mikey Campy.
He's ready to trade.
I will whip up a deal.
That's a good slogan.
He'll come up with something.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break here, unless you guys have anything else. Anybody got anything for fantasy? Any shout outs?
No, I think I'm good. I'm very happy so far. I was coming to play this year. I wasn't fucking around.
He took 1 Hab.
You should have known when my last pick was the only Hab I took.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right, so we're gonna take a little break here.
Huge news. Hockey news when we get back. I'm gonna say it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. We're back.
We are back.
I honestly never can tell with him if he's being serious or if it's actually because he could say that and have some dumb fucking thing to say.
Guys, this is big for me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the Duster Squad podcast.
No.
Caught himself.
We got a big signing here, boys. Sonny Milano offered league min by the Washington Capitals. He is a Washington Capital.
Oh, all right.
Just happened 38 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 38 minutes ago. 1 year, $750K. Sonny Milano.
That's a steal for Sonny.
I feel
He's
like
going to be playing with Ovechkin.
Yeah, what the hell?
I feel like he did I'm gonna wait too long for. No, he waited too long. Then he did a PTO, and then he didn't get signed either. I think he was with Calgary.
He's injury prone, and the thing that I heard about him is teams were gun shy on him because he's gonna get hurt, and you really want to invest in a guy who's gonna be on your.
You can spend $1.5 million on Sunday.
Here's my question: What did he want from Anaheim for them to not sign him back?
Yeah, it seemed like it was working. Like him and Zegers are buddies. Like
they're not going to be world beaters this year. What's the harm of keeping a guy that that works well with your best youngest player, basically?
Yeah, that confused me from the start. There, I never really understood why they cut ties. Like I was like, that's
maybe he asked for too much. He might have asked for too much. And
there's
like,
always
we're
that.
not doing that.
Yeah,
$5 million, buddy.
Always a possibility. Yeah, if he asked for that, I could understand why not. But yeah, I don't know. But good for him.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's awesome. He's only going to make that team better, which sucks because someone doesn't have him in the playoffs.
Well, they finally got a win tonight.
True. Yeah, what were they, 0-2?
I think they're 0-2, but then they got the Habs, so there you go.
I mean, Jesus, if they didn't beat the Canadians. The Canadians beat the Leafs.
They started fine. The Habs started fine tonight. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So well done, Sonny Milano. Welcome back. I'm glad he's back in the league. He's a fun player to watch. A little part of me was still hoping he would make his way home to the island.
Yeah, same.
So I think that would be cool.
That would be fun.
I thought when you said big news for me, when you said that he was signing with
the Isles, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say
you tease
the Isles reverse retro is going to be the Fisherman.
I saw that. I looked through that dude's Twitter, and it was there. It was a Fisherman.
Yeah, I hope a lot of those are right. I mean, I don't know why they're waiting till October fucking 19th to release. I just fucking.
Is it the 19th?
Anyway.
Oh,
yeah,
we're almost there.
We're almost there. Yeah, let's not release it like a couple weeks before the start of the season to get some buzz going, and maybe get some more people to check stuff out. No, let's wait until we're like a week and a half, 2 weeks into the season after most of them have been leaked already, and then release them. That's what you want.
They're releasing them right when everybody has to get Christmas presents.
I mean, I guess, but you could have done it.
You could have.
It's just NHL, man. Like it makes sense because it's just like it's fine, but it's like why? Like,
I mean, I don't know. But actually, you know what? Since we're talking about it, let's go over real quick. the Habs jersey, supposedly, these are all rumors. The Habs jersey is a Expos themed jersey with the powder blue as the main color.
And actually, I'll be right back because I'm gonna get a prop.
Okay, we have a prop. While he's
Mike, are you gonna throw these up on the screen?
Yeah, I'll throw some up on the screen. Yeah.
So the rumor is essentially this, except it won't be gray like the Centennial one was. It'd be white here, and then you also have this down here. I think it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 like this
at the cuff,
and then powder blue, and it looks very pretty. It looks very pretty.
That's nice.
Yes, all the mock-ups I've seen look real nice.
That means Ben's gonna buy it.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'm getting a Suzuki one.
Oh, listen. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ben has an...
Anyway.
Ben has a rule. He does not get a player on the back of his jersey because for the longest time he would do that, and then they would either retire or they'd get traded away or whatever.
This is true.
He's breaking that rule.
I am breaking my current player's rule. Which the last time I did that, I got a Kotkaniemi jersey.
And that was when?
And that was a couple of years back, 2 or 3 years back. But I do think there is some safety in that he is signed for 8 years and they just named him captain.
No, yeah, I think you're fine on this one.
Also,
I think I'm fine on that one. It's also an entirely new GM, so...
I think there's a difference between Jesper Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki. No,
there's that too.
A little bit.
There is that too.
Yeah, the Habs. Yeah, so.
So that's what the Habs is supposed to be. Supposedly the Islanders. I saw the Sens one. The Sens one's nice, but it's kind of just
more of the same.
Just another variation of what they got.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do there. It's kind of like the Habs. Like I was wondering what the Habs were going to do. Because like they've had the same shit.
What I do hope they do.
Years.
I saw somebody suggested on Twitter. I don't know if they'll be able to because of like licensing. They would probably have to get some agreement with the MLB, whatever. But I hope they put Expo logos on either shoulder.
On the shoulder, that'd be cool.
Would fucking just. Ooh.
What if this is a precursor to the Expos coming back?
Dude, I want it so bad.
That'd be cool.
I would probably get into baseball again. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, the Islanders, were you about to say?
The Islanders won. Eric?
I started with that, but
yes. Yeah, well, real quick, I was going to say one thing about the Sens, and that is I like how the Sens use black and red in their jerseys, like, because the Devils are black and red, but the Sens black and red, I don't know, they just do it way better. It looks way cooler.
Yeah.
I do like the Sens one, but yeah, it is just kind of...
I wish the Sens would bring back the other logo, the one they got rid of.
The 3D one?
Yeah, the 3D logo.
You know what? I wish they had done some play off of because it's just so goofy, and I really enjoy the goofy ones. Do you guys remember where it was like a little like curved like swoosh that had like white stripes and then a black middle and then red around it, and then it had a front-facing Senator. It was like one of the weirdest fucking Sens jerseys.
Dude,
I wish they had taken that and played around with the colors of that.
I've seen it, Ben. I know what you're talking about because I've used it in like NHL.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't remember that. I will look at it.
Did you Google it? Did you Google it, Eric?
I'm about to, and you guys are getting the live reaction.
But no. I want the old. I want the 2014-ish 3D logo back.
The Carlson era.
Back that one. That one's nice. You guys hate it.
I do prefer their current one better.
I don't
hate it, but I do prefer their current one.
Their current ones are beauties, bud.
I do think it's just a much clean. I'm also very
picky,
biased towards simple jerseys.
He's a simple man, which is why he will not like the Lightning one. But we'll get to that.
No, except I do. I love it. Okay. But yeah, Eric,
hold on.
We getting the Fisherman.
We haven't talked about the Islanders.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Supposedly,
front-facing Senator.
Eric's still looking for that jersey.
I'll find it, but yes,
that's interesting. But the Islanders,
did you see it?
I did. It's interesting. But the Islanders are going to do the Fisherman. Yeah, one thing about the whatever that mock-up was on Twitter is that it was all navy blue, I believe, with some accents, and I think that's a clean look. I do like that. But I will say this. guys, you have the opportunity to use navy blue, orange, and teal. That's a beautiful color combination. Please have some cool teal accents.
If there's no teal, we riot.
I mean, I'm not.
From
it's still gonna be a good jersey.
Seeing, it's not gonna happen.
No teal. It's not gonna say. It's not gonna happen. I've also been seeing the same things you've been seeing, but it still looks really good. It's still at least finally clean. At least they're gonna just make a nice clean.
Because didn't they release? Because don't you have one where it's like a sort of cheaper version that was like sublimated? Didn't they release one? Yeah, that was like But it'd be cool to have one that's like legit, like.
You guys want to know something cool? If you go to the aisle, it's called Isles Lab at UBS. It's just the team store.
The team store.
That's a cool name.
You can get the fisherman jerseys, white, the white fisherman jerseys, because white used to be the home jerseys. You can get white fisherman jerseys. They just have them stacked, just everywhere there, and they're not Adidas jerseys. They're like just fan jerseys.
Are they the Fanatics really ones?
Nice.
Or are they like,
and they're I think they're Fanatics. But they're they're around 150, which like I don't know, for if you're getting a real jersey at a game,
I would just get wait. But if it's 150, just get the full version. Oh, they don't have the full.
Yeah, they don't have it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, wait and get the reverse retro.
They look cool.
I mean, if I was an Isles fan, that would be in my closet. You know what I mean? Like that would 100%.
I'm kind of tempted on the one that's coming, like this reverse retro. I'm tempted to get that.
Hey,
it looks really good, and I don't have an Isles jersey yet.
Oh, add to the collection.
What I might do is wait for them to wear it and have a player get traded, and then buy that player's jersey.
That's fair.
Because I'm not actually an Isles fan, so I don't give a fuck who's on the back. I just want the jersey.
That is a good idea.
That's how I approach like other teams. That's how I got my Vegas jersey is a James Neal jersey.
Nice.
So
and then listen, last but not least, I was begging for it. I was begging for it last year or last time they did this. The Rain jersey.
It's so gross, but so great.
It is.
Like it's.
I pulled it up, and Danielle was in the car next to me, and she was like, "That is disgusting." And I'm like, "Danielle,
perfect.
I'm buying it."
It's so good.
It's So it used to be. It was like black on the bottom, black shoulder yoke things,
and blue
background. Like So now it's a white background, and it's
lightning bolts down the arms. Like it's so ridiculous, but I love it.
It's very 90s.
Another one I was happy to see come back was the Bruins Pooh Bear.
That was nice.
But
that one looks good.
Yeah.
That one looks good.
But the Rain jersey, Mike. Who are you getting on the back?
I think the Rain jersey. So I got
plain.
I think I'm going plain, and I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm going Fanatics because I like the Adidas. I'm wearing the Adidas right now.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's a jersey. The Fanatics is more like a shirt. So I kind of want to get the Fanatics so it's more shirt-like, and I can wear it to work a little easier because it's not quite as baggy.
Yeah.
Because the Adidas ones are a bit baggy. So I think I'm going to go no player Fanatics.
I'll keep it cheaper too.
Exactly. Because I am getting it right away.
Yeah.
They will not. I need that jersey.
I'm blowing some money on a Suzuki jersey right away. Yeah.
That one, you're not cheaping out on that one though.
No, that's the Habs jerseys are the one that I like. That's where I'll spend money.
That's
everywhere else.
Adidas.
Except for the one that he's got on right now. Look.
Oh, that's when I find goofy ones on eBay. That doesn't count. But like that. It's not that I do spend a lot all the time on Habs jerseys. It's like that's the one team that I will spend.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. We added that segment in. Let me write that down real quick. So we got
retros, baby.
we got the season started. I think Nashville and maybe San Jose have the most games played with like 4 or 5 because they had those two at the beginning. But most teams are just, they have like 2 games under their belts. What have you guys seen from your teams?
Booster.
Benny, let's start with you. Habs have played twice. 3 times?
Tonight was their third game.
Okay.
Tonight was their third game. It's been like shockingly fine. Like, I mean, it was an added bonus to have a win over Toronto to kick it off. Like, just two Cole Caulfield goals.
Yeah.
My neighbor's probably being confused as hell in the last couple minutes of the game because Sean Monahan scored to make it 3-2 with like 2.5. Yeah, that was what it was.
Yes.
It was yes, fuck, and then yes, because
it
was Monahan. Then like 40 seconds later, Nylander, and then with 17 seconds left, Josh Anderson. Oh my god, so perfect, just beautiful. My mindset going into this season is, if they can just give me a few goofy wins against the Leafs, Sens, and Bruins, and then lose as much as they want otherwise, perfect. That's all I want, all I can ask for. Because I want Connor Bedard. Although with what I've seen from Chicago and Arizona, I don't know if we're getting Connor Bedard.
Hey, listen, there's a reason it's a lottery.
This is true. But game 1 was great. Jake Allen looked great. The goals were going. The one thing I will say about Toronto is against anybody fast, they're going to have a more difficult time because their decor is not quick. Justin Hall, Muzzin was atrocious that game. I think they recovered a bit after, but like they're both not the speediest. Then you got Giordano. Brody's okay. It'll help them when Liljegren comes back from injury. But beating them was a great way to kick things off. And then they just had the shittiest game against Detroit. They got outshot. Detroit's good. They're good, but the Detroit outshot them 25-10, I think, in the first period of their game. The first period. Jake Allen was a beast, and they kind of got the shot counter back a little more even towards the end, at least. But like, play wasn't great. And the final score was 3-0. It was essentially a 1-0 game. The last 2 were empty net goals. So it's like they kept it close for pretty much the entire game. Like, which in itself was an achievement. They had the stat before the first game was, aside from, I think it was, I don't remember who they weren't counting, but like 4 of the Habs 6 defensemen on their first night had a combined 14 games played between them. And the other 2 were Chris Weidman and David Savard.
Yeah. Dude, it's not
like great times for their decor.
It sounds like you sent us that video before we started recording of that paddle save. It sounds like
my God.
It sounds like not only is Jake Allen channeling Carey Price, it sounds like they're forcing him to channel Carey Price.
You know, I was thinking that they're making it feel very familiar for Habs fans. They're saying, you know, we're going to try to keep as many shots to the outside and hope our goalie gets the rest, and then try to get some rush chances. Yeah. Which, you know, it's what I've watched for like the last 5 years. So I guess if we're going to have a losing year, might as well make me cozy and at home.
Listen, in fairness, that is what the Lightning do to great effect, usually.
They were a little better at it.
A little bit.
just a smidge. But I mean, and then tonight they lost 3-1 to Washington, which, Washington's a better team. It makes sense. But honestly, they looked, for the first period and a half or so, they were keeping up with them. They had a 1-0 lead at one point. Nick Suzuki opened scoring. Nice. And I think the third Washington goal was empty netter. No, it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway, 3-1. I can't really complain about that either. Sam Montembeault was in net tonight, and I want him to do well so bad, but he always hurts me. But,
did he play well? Did he have any stinkers?
That's the thing. He mostly did. He mostly played fine. There was just one goal. That was the 2-1 goal. That was like, man, you gotta have it. Yeah, which is kind of the story of him. He makes you think he's a good goalie every once in a while, or like he makes you think there's a good goalie in there, and then but who knows? It's only game 3. I'm quite happy, honestly. It's good times.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset. Fucking same. Okay. Rick. How are the Isles? How are the Isles?
Dude, talk about Jekyll and Hyde. So the Islanders, guys, this is nice. We're recording this podcast. It will be Monday, obviously, when it releases. But the Islanders, Sunday night, they just won 7-1 against Anaheim.
Wait, is today's Saturday? Today's Saturday.
Did they?
Did
they use? Why did they use their weeks?
The old schedule.
Why'd they use their whole week's worth of goals in one game?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it? Sorry, I was caught up on the day of the week.
7-1.
Oh my god.
7-1.
Did Dobson have more than one?
He had assists for sure. And yeah, Mike's face lights up from the light of his phone.
No, he only had a goal.
Give me. Sorry.
Nah, that's okay.
Fucking
Kadri.
Anyway, it's Saturday. First off, I just want to establish that. Secondly, the Islanders' first game was against the Panthers, who we talked about this in our picks are a good team. A good team. I don't think they're as good as last year, but they're a solid team. And the Islanders looked like the team that stays in perfect position, but they move the puck around the outside. And then that's it. They're like, let's work it around the outside quick, pass it to the point, and try to shoot it. And there is nobody in front of the net, nobody in a high danger area. And then Sergei Bobrovsky was just gloving the puck. I'm like, okay, like this is going to be a boring night. And it was indeed a boring night. The Panthers scored first. I forget who scored. The Islanders took basically all game. I think in the third, they finally tied it up. No, the second. The second, they tied it up. Noah Dobson on the power play. Right? It's like 1-1. This is going to be one of those low-scoring classic Islanders games. And then they give up the lead 30 seconds later. 30 seconds after they score. You could just tell it was one of those games that they just look like they don't know how to be creative offensively. And the Panthers obviously took advantage of that. Matthew Tkachuk is a huge pain in the ass. I am not used to. He was on Calgary for so long.
A good start
Western team.
He's basically picked up where he left off last year.
Oh, good for Florida.
Yeah. So that was a tough loss for the Isles. The best player that night was easily Sorokin, and Casey Cizikas was also probably a standout skater for the Isles. Yeah, Cizikas still got that forecheck.
It's not great if he's the standout, though.
No, exactly. But one thing that Lane Lambert said is he wants the defense to get involved more and not just point shots. And that's what I like. Like, Ben, you know all too well, the point shot, it's like that's not the defense getting involved. The defense getting involved is rotation, moving the puck, right? Joining in on the rush, like really getting involved. And I was watching the first two periods of the game tonight. My goodness, totally different team. I know it's against Anaheim, but Pulock is jumping into the play. Scott Mayfield scored 2 goals tonight because he's driving to the net on rushes, right? Like, I like that. So, totally different team. They looked very good tonight. Sorokin.
It's not like Anaheim's a complete dumpster fire either. No. They're okay.
No, and John Gibson was in net. Gibson was in net tonight, not a backup. So,
all right.
The Isles looked pretty darn good. I will say, in classic Islanders fashion, how do I feel? This team has showed me 2 sides of the same coin, maybe? I don't know. I feel pretty optimistic after tonight. But it's nice seeing, okay, like they can play like that. They can score goals like that, because I basically got none of that last season. I don't know if the Islanders scored anywhere close to 7 goals.
That's interesting.
Season.
That'd be interesting to see what their most goals in a game. Because I don't think it was very much.
Yeah. And just a quick shout out to Robin Salo, who is a rookie defenseman for the Isles. He played a little bit last year, earned a roster spot, earned the last spot on the Islanders D-core there, which is a pretty solid D-core. And I believe he scored 2 goals tonight.
Nice.
He did score 2 goals tonight. Neither was an empty netter.
Hey, there you
go.
In other news, Vegas just scored 12 seconds in against the Kraken.
Yeah, I have that on over there. It was a nice goal.
God damn it.
Who did Jack Eichel get any assists on that?
Actually,
wait, who do you
I
have
think
on the
he might
Kraken
have.
on your team?
I don't have anybody on. They're my adopted second team.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Gord. And it's Western Conference, so it's always easier to choose one out of conference.
I have one West, one East, and then one and a half. I have like a half East with Buffalo, but
yeah.
I stayed in Canada with mine.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Who do you like in the West?
Yeah, well,
or is in the West?
Canucks.
Oh, he's going Canucks. He is he's a Bo Horvat man. He's a Bo boy.
I too love the Canucks because that is like the one team the Habs usually shred no matter what.
You know, I thought Brock Besser was American. Sorry, not to get off.
Anyway,
I thought he was too. Actually, he's from Minnesota, isn't he? Brock Besser?
Is he?
Yeah, he is American.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's from Minnesota.
And I was right. That's how that story ends.
A little more confidence, Mike.
You know who else is from Minnesota?
Zach Parise.
Islanders captain Anders Lee. Islanders winger Brock Nelson and Zach. Wait, the Islanders. They got
a lot of Americans.
People from Minnesota. A lot of Americans. A lot of people specifically from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we? Ben just sent a thing the other day. There's a lot more American. There's a lot more Americans in the league than there have been in past years. So,
I want to say it was like 290 something Canadians and like 205 somewhere around there. Like so it was a lot closer than I've ever seen it. Like it's usually Canada usually skews so Canadian most of the time. So it's I mean US has been growing. It's been a long time coming, and like especially with the U.S. national development team, they've been doing
a guten job. And also, I feel like
thank you for Cole Caulfield.
I feel like one last thing. I feel like the ESPN deal is gonna help with that in the years to come.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And go, Eric.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing I will say about the Isles: a lot of the offense has been coming from the bottom of that roster. So, like again, Scott Mayfield, Casey Cizikas, defensemen getting involved. I don't want to say the bottom. I don't want to say the bottom because Dobson's the top line. Yeah, Clutter. He was playing tonight. But it's so the Islanders guys like again Brock Nelson, Anders Lee, Matt Barzal. Those guys you want scoring haven't really done much yet. I know it's only 2 games, but they didn't come out of the gate swinging. Those guys. The rest as a team because the Islanders are. They win games as a team. When they win, everyone is contributing.
Yeah.
They looked okay tonight. So I'm pretty optimistic for this week. The homestand is definitely helping too to start.
Yeah. How does that feel? Start the season out.
Very good.
But that's a lot nicer than last year.
I think this is only the 11th season the Islanders have opened with a homestand. I think that's the stat in their history. In their history,
they've been around
since
for
what?
a
70s.
Since the 70s.
Yeah.
And why? Because Nassau Coliseum, Barclays, just freaking pick a place.
Yeah, they've been moving around. Yeah. The Bolts have been in one place. The Habs, did they move? Yep. Did the Molson?
They've literally only ever moved once.
One time?
Well, I mean, aside from there's so many arena fires in the Habs history in the early days. It's weird.
What?
But I mean, in terms of I think I want to say it was the 20s or 30s. They established themselves in the Forum, and then it was that until the 95 or 96 was when they moved to the originally called Molson Center, became Bell Center.
Became the Bell Center. Okay, so
it's pretty stable. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad the Isles are looking better because listen, I got him 3rd.
Thanks. Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure I got him up there too. So.
You put him at 2nd, man. You're nuts.
Oh, I had him out of the playoffs.
Yeah, Ben doesn't have him in the playoffs.
That was my 360. Wasn't the Isles division that my 360 division?
The Metro. Yeah, you had Rangers, Pittsburgh, Capitals, and then you were or Rangers, Pittsburgh. I don't even remember, man. You switched them all up except for the Rangers.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Speaking of the Rangers, was that it, Eric?
That was it. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's all I get.
Do you have
Sorokin's back in Vezina form?
Sorry.
Is Sorokin going to be back in Vezina form? Is that what he's looking like so far?
He's looking
Has he
pretty
been
darn
looking
good
good?
so far.
Yeah, he's been looking good so far.
Yeah.
Was he in
He's been
today, or
pretty
was
good
he
so
in
far.
game one, or both?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
All right, Mike.
Okay. On to the Rangers.
So the Rangers. Speaking of
I think
the
he
Rangers,
was going to bring it up in the context of Tampa.
The Eastern Conference Final, Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Rangers. They decided to start the season with that sort of. Can I just say that I hate that they had the overseas games like 5 days before the start of the season?
It was weird. I'm thinking it was because of travel.
I'm sure
but
there was.
I guess
I'm
you
sure they
could
had to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It
Football
made it
does
weird.
it every weekend.
Do they have one every
Maybe.
weekend?
They have
Over
for
in
the
London?
last 3 weeks.
Dang.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah, because the Green Bay played at like 9:30 in the morning. My dad was like, "What's that?" Like they're in.
It helps. It helps when you only have one game a week, but
yeah, I was just
yeah. So to start off the season, I think they chose a pretty good matchup for that game. I forget what was the second one. Was it Colorado? No, it wasn't Colorado. It was.
No. Who did they play?
Well, the West game was not as good as the East game, clearly. But I think that was a good one, a good matchup to start with. At the Lightning, man, let me tell you, the Rangers, and I knew this. That's a good ass team. That is a good ass team, and they played the Bolts hard. The Bolts, the new look Lightning, which pretty much just means Nemesnikov's in there, and their third pair defense was Hayden Fleury and Philippe Myers. Those guys gotta get the jitters out. There was a couple shaky parts with those two. I don't know why you would put them together. That feels like a mistake. But and listen, the Rangers always played the Bolts well. Anyway, we know this. We saw the regular season. They outscored them like by an insane amount. They got rocked in the first 2 games by them in the playoffs, and then they came back and did their thing. But they did end up losing that game 3-1. Stamkos is still going. He has keeping. He
has 3 goals on the season.
I believe
game 2 was them fucking up Columbus 5-2.
And he had 2, did he not?
Yes, which I
and
saw.
He had
the
one
last
tonight.
one made it. Oh, he had one tonight.
He has 4 goals. He has 4 goals in 3 games.
Wow.
So he has improved on his form from last season. You could almost say, at least for the first couple games. So they messed up Columbus,
and then by Penguins,
and then they got bent over by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's not great.
Oddly, another team that they never play well. There's a lot of teams that they just do not play well against. And it's just a rule. If they play the team, they're gonna suck. But I wrote down we need more from Point and Cooch, and Point got his first goal of the season tonight, so that's nice.
Yeah, well, here you go.
But
getting going.
Yeah, so if you're paying attention, the Habs and the Lightning have the same record.
I would not have predicted that coming into this episode.
Yeah.
And
also,
if you're paying even more attention,
Kings are wild game is insane. What the fuck?
What
7-6 right now with 10 minutes left in the third. LA is leading 7-6. What the fuck?
Let's not talk about that because
classic
Anze Kopitar's on my bench with 19 points.
Ooh,
Fiala got a goal though.
I'm very sad. But
Fiala
back to Tampa. Mike, I
Yeah.
need to ask you: Is this the stereotypical Tampa slow start? Are you seeing anything that worries you?
No,
because Pittsburgh always plays him well. Remember when Pittsburgh smacked him the first game, like you said?
Oh my God, yeah, I do. It was like and Cooper was just pulling the goalie because fuck it. Yeah. Let's practice.
He literally wanted extra attacker practice.
That's what it was. He was like, "Well, we're not winning this game, but we're gonna get some practice. Gosh darn it."
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried. I
do kind of love that. He is kind of cool. He's like, fuck it. He's at the point where he can just be like,
knows,
fuck.
He figured it out.
Yeah.
The only hockey that matters is April, April and on. And especially the first game of the season. Like you lose the first game of the season.
You can rebound from that.
Yeah.
It's not what you want, but you can rebound from that.
And plus, and honestly, yeah, they got smacked by Pittsburgh last season. They get off to a slow start this season. I'm not worried. They might not end up in second in the division. They might have to squeak in on a wild card just because the team's not as good. It's not as good. We lost a lot.
They're gonna end up in first.
They could end up in first. I'd be okay with that.
See.
They'll be fine. I'd be shocked. I'd be like flabbergasted if we get to March and they're not securely in a spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I got a wooden desk. Just knocked on it. Stamkos, yeah, I had no complaints from Stamkos. And of course, the 1 year I don't have him, Danielle's got him.
Yeah, you didn't have him last year either.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't. God damn it! Why was that? Every time I take him, he sucks ass, and then I don't take him, and he's fucking insane.
Yeah, not having him for last year kind of sucks.
So I just want to throw something out there. The Calgary-Edmonton game right now.
I'm got it on here.
Not very far into that game, and Calgary's already up 4-1. Jack
Campbell's gonna
just
destroy
got
me.
He just got pulled.
It was 4. He gave up 4 goals on 9 shots. He had a .555 save percentage.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck.
But hey, listen.
Wait.
He's getting that paycheck though.
Kadri got me some points, baby.
I have a relevant fantasy question. If they put the backup in, and Edmonton comes back and wins it, does Campbell get the win?
No, the backup would get the win.
Oh, okay. I
think it's whoever plays the majority of the game, I want to say.
That makes sense.
I think it applies to like how pitchers get saves. Like if like
that's a very interesting question.
Isn't it? I don't know actually. But isn't pitchers like if you come in when you're down and then like your team comes back while you're pitching?
The starting pitcher gets the win or loss.
Oh.
No, that's not necessarily true either. The win, the lose. Okay, so if you're
it's too late.
If you're tied like 2-2 right now, right, in a baseball game,
yeah,
and you put a new pitcher in, the pitcher who gives up the losing run gets the loss.
Oh.
So if you put a reliever in and he gives up 7 runs, he's going to get the loss. The starter is going to get a no decision because he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Well, if anybody in the comments knows,
yeah,
is Jack Campbell going to get the win or the loss?
I think we need to see it happen. So McDavid.
But here's the thing, right? So hockey, if you pull your goalie and you put a backup in, how many times are you going back to the starter to say, "Hey, I'm putting you back in because we thought you sucked, but the backup's worse." So you're gonna.
You can do that. I don't know what the stat keeping would be like in that situation, but you can do that.
What the heck is going on there?
Oh, did Mangiapane get a goal?
But
I think he might have.
Not worried about the Bolts. Nick, we've come to you, sir.
Okay, so the Sens have played 2 games this year, and they're 0-2. Are you surprised? No.
Yeah, man.
They kept it close to Toronto tonight.
They did.
They hung in with Toronto tonight. I didn't watch the game. I couldn't watch game 1 because fucking MSG.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it.
MSG's so annoying.
I hate that so much because I was talking to my boss because he's a big Sabres fan, and I was shit talking him. And then I was like, "Shit, it's in Buffalo. I can't even watch the game."
It's any of the 3 New York teams we can't watch.
So stupid.
If you have Hulu Live.
You can.
But that's like an extra. It's like a $65 add-on to your Hulu.
I could get MSG for my YouTube TV, but it's already expensive enough. Anyway,
yeah.
So game 1, they lost 4-1 to Buffalo. I
should have had Buffalo in third.
Listen, I'm not surprised they lost that game. The biggest reason is you basically have a brand new second D pairing, a brand new third D pairing, and a brand new second line. So it's like, whatever. That one is like.
I watched the game.
I would have hoped they would have hung in a little bit better than give up 4 fucking goals to the Sabres. But,
I did watch the game. I would say the Sens looked a little bit unorganized. Would be they were kind of all over the place on the ice.
Are you surprised when you're talking about a lot of brand new parts?
I'm not.
Makes sense.
They played Toronto tonight,
Mhm.
and
Watched a
They
bit of
were
that game.
leading at a
it
point.
was 3-2.
They played him well.
Giroux got a goal. Shane Pinto.
Yes.
New face on there.
USA.
Third line center. This guy's supposed to be good too.
Yeah.
Supposed to be
Pretty
good on
right.
that team. So, he got a goal tonight. Well, you're also it's so hard because it's like I had higher expectations, but you're also like, okay, Talbot's going to be there. Well, Talbot's not. Gonna be there.
Not yet.
That's unfortunate.
But listen, on the plus side, from what I've seen, goaltending, maybe it's not been fantastic, but it's not been costing.
An issue, really.
Yeah.
No.
It's not been costing, really.
What's the problem? You've given up
a bunch of shots.
A lot of chances on goals, and you've given up 6 goals in 2 games. 7 goals in 2 games. Well, how is your defense doing? Not too good.
Well, which is what we all said.
Yeah.
We all said the defense is going to be the issue.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So, I mean, it's not like... So I'm not surprised this is how it started. And I'm not too worried about it either because it's just going to take some time to mesh that team.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
If they're still sucky after next week, then I'm going to be like, if they start the season 0-7, I'll be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, me too. Do you have any standouts? Yeah, it's kind of been balanced scoring. It's been all balanced scoring.
I haven't been able to watch a game, so I can't even say.
But are you excited about any players? Or any combinations, maybe?
I want to see how Batherson plays this year because he had a really good season last year before he got hurt. So I want to see if he can continue that.
All right.
I do know.
I want to see Matty J.
I saw a really funny clip from the Sabres game. Norris got snowed by Darlene.
Did he?
Yeah.
What?
It was so funny.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So, yeah, Nick. So Norris is laying down. He fell into the corner, and Darlene is skating up to him, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So Norris is on the ice level, and Darlene just goes, shh, and Norris looks at him. He's like, "Yo, what?"
He just sprays him and then just keeps going.
I don't even know if I'd be mad. I'd be like,
"That's funny.
Good one, man."
That's my standout clip from the first 2 games.
Is one of your guys getting snowed in the corner? So if you're wondering how the Sens season is going so far, that's how. Okay, boys, that's all I had. Braves got knocked out today by the Phillies. I don't know.
They were my World Series team.
I don't know where the Phillies came from.
Who did I pick for the World Series? Did I say Seattle?
The Phillies actually, funny enough.
Stand by that.
I've seen some stuff going on the internet. The Phillies actually were going on a really hot streak coming into the playoffs. So they're not.
Yes.
It's not surprising that. My boy Kyle Schwarber's on the Phillies too.
Yeah, he's good.
Old ex-Cubby. He's having a good postseason.
Oh, you said ex-Cubby. Okay, that I was like,
wait, what did you say? Tubby.
I thought he said Tubby, and I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. So two series ended today.
The Mariners lost?
The Mariners lost. Houston swept them.
Oh,
Houston.
The Astros.
Houston, my pick.
Who do they go on to play?
Oh, shit. Let me look.
Winner of who?
Winner of the Yankees Guardians for the ALCS.
Oh, the Yankees.
You could say that they were tied. The series was tied and the game was tied last I checked. But let me look. Yankees are up, bottom of the 8th. So
that's how. What's the score?
5-3. So likely the Yankees will take a 1-game lead. My guess is it'll be the Yankees. I don't see the Yankees beating Houston, to be quite honest with you.
Neither do I.
I don't know enough about baseball.
So Phillies, what a just run from the Phillies here. They squeak in by the skin of their balls, and they just go on. They beat St. Louis in the wild card, and they beat the defending World Series champs in the division series.
Good for them. I like an underdog.
Honestly, yeah, good for them. But God, I hate Philadelphia. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really don't.
They've they with how like of a troubled past a lot of their sports teams have had. Let them have something. Like it's been like it was like the Flyers twice in the 70s, the Eagles once in the 2010s, and that's like
the
it.
Phillies had a World Series back in
guys.
Oh yeah, it was. I feel like that was early 2010.
Back in the Ryan Howard days.
But that's literally it.
Oh, Ryan Howard.
Big fucking first baseman.
I remember when he was on, dude, he was on an episode of The Office, like a later episode of The Office.
Guys, real quick, I want to talk about this
All right, it's great.
Before we end. The Philadelphia Flyers
are 2-0.
The Torts comment.
Are 2-0. Guys, did you see them play?
Like
they come back against Vancouver tonight. They beat the shit out of New Jersey the other day, which is like New Jersey, but
fucking Tortorella.
Dude, yeah, he's got them going.
I'm reserving judgment because holy fucking shit were they shit last year, and like it's just 2 games, and also
it won't
New Jersey
last.
I don't know that it's going to last. I do think they're going to be better than a lot of people are giving credit for, just because Tortorella does tend to like take teams of like a scrap heap and like get them to play in such a way that they usually or eke some wins out just by being pesky.
Yeah.
Which will probably continue to happen, but I don't think they're going to be good.
Nick, what did you say before?
The Torts interview comment that he made.
That I thought was fake.
I thought it was fake too, to be honest. Oh, that was wild. Literally. No, do you guys have anything to build off of?
And it fucking sparks the team. Like,
yeah,
that's what he does. It's tough love, man.
He's doing the Herb Brooks school of coaching. Is like, I'm gonna make them hate me so much that they have to love each other.
Yeah, there it is. I'm impressed. And a lot of it, I think Carter Hart's come out with a vengeance, at least to start the season at least. Which I didn't even take into account. I didn't even take Carter Hart getting back into form into account. Because a good goalie, as we saw from the Rangers, the Rangers are just good, but a good goalie can get you a lot of wins. So
I can tell you, firsthand experience.
So listen. Maybe the Phillies not as bad as we previously thought. I think they will be, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Once again, we're like
3 games in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a percentage of what that is. It's like 5% or something.
Yeah.
So we will see how it keeps going. Before we end this off, boys, because this is a pretty long episode. Anything you guys want to end with?
I think
no.
All right.
Yeah, got nothing.
Then I will say have a good week to you guys and to everybody watching. We will see you next week. And we're going to be talking about some more hockey. Peace out.